On June 19, 2026, Ohio government activity was dominated by Juneteenth observances, late-session legislative follow-through from the General Assembly's lame duck period, and Governor Mike DeWine's renewed push to end the death penalty in Ohio. 136. The clearest public-facing actions in the available results are the holiday closures of state and local offices and the continuing discussion of major policy items that had just moved through the legislature. 36. Major government actions. Governor Mike DeWine again publicly urged Ohio lawmakers to abolish the death penalty, saying that if legislators do not act, the issue should be sent to voters. 1. The PBS report says DeWine has postponed every scheduled execution since becoming governor and has now shifted from supporting capital punishment decades ago to advocating its repeal. 1. The same report says he does not plan to lead a ballot initiative himself, so any change would have to come from the General Assembly or a citizen-initiated vote. 1. Legislative activity. The June 19 coverage indicates that lawmakers had recently sent DeWine several significant bills during a short lame duck session, including a budget correction bill that redistributed about $1.5 billion in surplus tax revenue, according to the report. That package included an expanded sales tax holiday, a deposit into the state rainy day fund, and roughly $475 in property tax credits for about 710,000 senior and disabled Ohioans. 1. The legislature also approved a requirement that mail-in voters provide photo ID, and it advanced measures aimed at home health care providers suspected of Medicaid fraud. 1. These were presented as part of the same late-session legislative push. 1. One proposal that did not advance was a bill to raise Ohio's minimum marriage age from 17 to 18. 1. The report says the measure had been introduced multiple times before, but again failed to move forward before lawmakers adjourned for summer recess. 1. There is also a related procedural note in the available results. Senate President Rob McColley said he was not blocking the marriage age bill and thought it could still pass. But the Senate did not take a final floor vote before recess. 1. Enforcement and regulatory actions. The available results do not show a specific Ohio enforcement action announced on June 19, 2026 by state police, the Attorney General, or another statewide enforcement agency. 2. The closest enforcement-related item in the results is the legislative action targeting home health care providers suspected of Medicaid fraud, which suggests stronger oversight or enforcement authority in that sector. But the source does not provide implementation details. 1. Public events and observances. Juneteenth was observed across Ohio government on June 19, 2026. The Ohio State Board of Education announced its offices were closed for the holiday. 6. The city of Loveland also announced that city offices would be closed on Friday, June 19, 2026, in observance of Juneteenth National Independence Day. 3. The PBS program, The State of Ohio Show, also functioned as a public affairs event for the date, discussing the death penalty, marriage age legislation, and recent legislative action in Ohio. 1. Relevant dates, agencies, and officials. Mike DeWine, Governor of Ohio, was the central official in the death penalty discussion. 1. Rob McColley, Ohio Senate President, was identified as a key legislative figure on the marriage age bill. 1. The Ohio General Assembly was the body responsible for the budget correction bill, the mail-in photo ID requirement, and the Medicaid fraud-related measures. 1. The Ohio State Board of Education and the City of Loveland both publicly marked Juneteenth by closing offices. 3.6. If you want, I can turn this into a stricter day-of-event timeline or separate it into statewide, legislative, and local government sections.